Good evening, good evening. How you doing? We're just fine right now. Northbound I-15, heading to Denver. We're in Utah, right at the start of the 70 freeway. As you can see, she's coming down. Can't see. That's probably why my speed is so low. We're going to attempt to go up here barefoot. Get up over Richfield and then try to go up over the next set of mountains. At a minimum, we need to get to Richfield. I've got about 2 hours of drive time left. I'd like to go up and over this set of mountains, and then up and over the mountains east of Salina. Sorry. We have to be in Denver tomorrow by 4. Actually, Westminster, but a suburb of Denver nonetheless. It's the type of run that I like. In other words, I was in Utah, went to Meeker, picked up a heavy load. We took a load from Salt Lake to Meeker, picked up a heavy load, took it to San Bernardino, and then the trailer was sitting right across the alley from where I dropped the trailer from Meeker off. So we hooked up and boom, headed right back to Denver. So if you're going to be out here, you need to keep these wheels spinning. I don't know if this guy is stopped. I think he's stopped. Probably going to try to chain up. I didn't see any signs telling me to chain up. As you can see, the road is wet. It's a California snow, I like to call it, 34 degrees. The time is 9:33 p.m., 20th of November. If some of you think I'm driving too fast, I'm actually doing it on purpose. We're going to be going uphill. So I want to keep my momentum up. But I'll know right away if we need to put chains on. As soon as you start sliding or spinning out, it doesn't pretty much stop unless you're almost to the top, and you can probably make it. We are heavy at about 35,000, so we probably weigh about 70,000 overall. Have the axle interlocked. I'm ready in case it does want to spin to let up off the throttle. It is warm out. This is like the worst type to drive in. Go easy on the throttle. So you just downshifted and we're pulling pretty good. That's a good sign. And it's like right on the edge of braking. You definitely have to be easy going downhill. I don't really know the temperature here because my gauge is going all over the place. It's saying 50 degrees right now. There's no way. It was saying 33, which is too warm. But the grip tells me it's colder than that. We're at 40 miles an hour. This is a good load, a bit on the heavy side. 25 to 30 is pretty good. Enables you to keep your speed going and also give you enough weight for traction. When we get up here to the top, it gets probably, I think, the steepest part. You just have to be careful when it shifts to be easy on the throttle, be ready to let up. With the manual, you can tell easier than you can with the automatic, but I know this truck pretty well. When we get up top, we'll do a brake check. Yeah, that was a good pull right there. It downshifted. And it kicked in. You could feel it gripping. The main thing is keeping your speed up as fast as you can going uphill. Of course, when you're heavy, you can only go so fast. When you're too heavy, the weight pulls you back down, and so you end up spinning out. If you have the right tires, though, that helps. My drive tires they're at the very back. They should be rotated to the front axle. So, because the front axle has a bit better tread than the rears. Just because the rears are the ones that have done all the driving for all these miles. Pretty amazing. Still have the grip. And we're pulling, you can see it, we're on a pretty good hill. We're at 28 mile an hour in 7th gear. And we just upshifted. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I like it a lot. We made it to the top. And we didn't spin once. Try to do a little bit of a brake check. but there's nobody around. Not bad, not bad. That is comparable to our traction climbing that hill. If any of you have ever done it, I'm sure there's a few. That's I-70 eastbound right off of the 15. As soon as you get on there, you go up. And then you go up in these mountains here where it's snowing pretty decent. And then we come back down into the valley. We got a few up and downs here and there. And then we'll go back down into the valley, the Richfield Valley. And we got those other mountains to go up and over. Those are a long, gradual, pretty easy, nothing compared to what we just did. That was pretty intense. Me personally, I can't tell the temperature. My gauge is all over the place. It just went down from 51, 56 to 36. There's no way. I don't know why it's reading that like that, but it is. Right now we're at 48 mile an hour. Not doing anything. With the temperature in my mind, knowing that it's pretty warm out, climbing that hill, I thought that when we downshifted, it was going to break loose. Now, if it did that and I let up, and then we were able to keep going without spinning anymore, once I ease back into the throttle, you got to do this really quick because you want to keep your momentum up. And we kept spinning, I would have worked over and got chains on. But when it downshifted, I could feel the grip. And that told me a lot. We didn't spin once. And I am totally like relieved now because, you know, the temperatures play such a huge part in the snow that that changes how you drive in it. I'm going a little fast right now only because we're on that bridge, pretty nice tall bridge too, but I know it goes right back uphill, so we're just coasting down it. We're at 55 right now. But I know we're coming back on another hill. That's why. So, you know, some people freak out with my driving in the snow. Oh, you're just fixing to go in the ditch. You're asking for it. You're a super trucker. You're going in. You know, you're an idiot. You're a clown. Well, I know when and where. Now I'm back down to 45. You know, so. My speeds vary greatly. It depends. I can see okay, but I know we're fixing to go downhill. I think we go downhill and then up and then downhill. The downhill in the last leg is pretty long. Be careful there. I really haven't used my Jake going downhill yet. When I was going down that hill in Eisenhower, westbound, I was light. I'm going to put light brakes on right now because I'm catching up to this guy. We went pretty far, and I'm not going to turn just yet. Pretty easy on using the Jake on position 1. I think even position 2, but then at one time it did start to break loose, which I jumped out of it really quick. The secret is to just go easy, go with the flow. Right now I'm adding real light pressure brake. Another bridge. This car is just hanging. I need to get around it. See, I need to keep my speed up. Nevada plates, minivan. He's gonna run his high beams on me. I guess I had mine on as well. So this is brake check coming up. There's a long hill coming up here. And now it's saying 35. See, so the grip feels like 25. I mean, almost like 20 or even colder. I wish I knew exactly what it was. Usually I do. It's possible it's 35, but if it is, it would be icy on the road, that clear slush pack ice, and it doesn't have any of that. See, you come in through snow and you judge it as you deal with it. All snow is not created equal. I think we might be able to go down this hill with Jake on, because we were heavy. When I was going down Eisenhower, we were light, 8,000 pounds maybe, 10. So we got a truck coming up on me, and I'm just gonna probably let him go. I hope this guy is off in the side, which he is. So I'm going to let this truck pass me over here. This doesn't usually happen. I want to look at his slush. That's slushy. It is warm out. Boy, better be careful. Maybe we will get some videotape of him effing up. Pardon my French. At 40 miles an hour. We're going downhill is why. If he wants to cut a path for me, I'm all cool with that. Right now I'm not doing anything. No Jake, no nothing. We're just coasting. I don't appreciate him getting in front of me and then want to slow me down. There you go, flying by me like a bat out of hell and keep doing it. There's second position Jake. Oh, first, sorry. Well, you can see the road's just wet right there in front of us. See how it changes? And I'm a type of driver that evolves minute by minute or feet by feet in the snow. I don't subscribe to one policy when I am driving in the snow. When I started out, I was a bit shook because of the temperature. I had no clue about what I was fixing to get into, other than the fact that I knew I was fixing to get into snow. You guys didn't either. You're riding shotgun though, with Mountain Man Mike, so we're all good. They had I-70 closed today. They did open it. They didn't say why. I couldn't read the digital signs because I wasn't there. I was out in California. Now see, it's changed quite a bit here. Still nasty out though. I'm going to bring her down just a bit with the brakes. We don't have no Jake or nothing. We got an hour and 40 minutes left to drive. The main goal, now see look how the road has changed. My speed has gone up. We're up at 50. Yeah, see now, this is nice to drive on. But see, some people, when they do that, what we just went through, they get really scared and go really, really slow, and that's, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go slow. And I'm not advocating for you to haul butt, but you don't want to go too slow. You can go downhill slow, put your flashers on and go nice and easy going downhill. But when you're going uphill, keep it rolling. You need to keep it rolling. If you go too slow, you're going to be need to give it throttle when you come to a hill, and now you're going too slow. So you try to give it more and more gas to go faster and faster because you're going too slow, and boom, you break your wheels loose. Start spinning out. And if you would have kept your momentum going, you would have just moved right up the hill. Well, it depends. It depends on your tires. It depends on your skill, your ability to feel when she wants to break loose, when she's not going to break loose. You know, you can tell. Like, you rode with me, and when it downshifted, I was like, oh, I feel the grip, which I was totally amazed to have that kind of grip at these temperatures. The road's just wet now. I'm not sweating it at all. 60 mile per hour. I think that minivan is going to come flying up on me, and because he doesn't like being behind the truck. So it's all good. We're back up to 65, 63 actually. Oh, he's trying to go somewhere. I need to figure out a way to get this tripod mounted so it doesn't do that. Okay, so we're all good. We made it through the shift show. Straighten you guys out there a bit. So that was a cool little trip there, going through some questionable, very questionable snow that actually turned out to be pretty grippy. As you can see, we had no issues at all. I said I would do that barefoot. We did. I know when to put chains on. I used to tell people working with me up in the mountains, if I was training somebody, I'm like, if you ever see me put chains on, I advise you do the same thing. Because I've taken it to all the limits, you know. You got to know where your limits are. You got to know where the parameters are. You know, and I was climbing a hill one time, and it was in a trash truck actually, and it was a clear ice, and the truck got made around the corner. I'm like, I came down it, I can go back up it, and it was down in a valley below at the dam, so I had to climb back out. It was a dirt road, but it was icy, and I was doing pretty good, and you could hear the ATC, the traction control, and it was I'm like, man, don't do that to me, but it was. And got around the corner, it got a little worse, and then I slowly slowly going, and I finally came to, I just said, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go anymore. Now I got to be prepared to slide the rear end into the mountain so it doesn't go sliding off the cliff back behind me a ways. So I stopped the truck, and then I set the brakes ready to push them back in so I could let off of them and steer it into the mountain if it was going to start sliding. Only go so far, you can lose control. You got to let your wheels roll. So I set the brakes, and I got out really slowly, and then I hauled butt. I grabbed sand from my frame rail and fuel tank and a bucket, and I started throwing sand down behind my drive tires. Then I exhaled in relief. Woo-hoo! Now I wasn't going to worry about the truck. Even if it started sliding, it was going to hit that sand and stop. I knew that for sure. So I put chains on, you know. I was getting ready to put chains on. A guy comes up in his F450. Maybe you should have thought about putting chains on before you actually climb the hill. Like, yeah, I thought about it. I thought I could make it. But don't worry, I'm putting them on right now. He was a construction worker, maybe a foreman or something. Because you put some cones out or triangles. I'm like, yeah, I'll get it done. But I need to get going, put these chains on. So he goes to take off, and his tires, he's locked in four-wheel drive, and he starts spinning. And I look at him, and you should put some chains on, huh? I'm like, here, let me throw some sand on you, at least get you rolling. And I threw sand out in front, and he got going, and off he went. So we'll call this video good. I will, we're not 100% sure if we're going to go tackle the next one. I would like to do it tonight. I got to look at my math. I got an hour and a half left. I got to see how far I can get. And the weather is going to slow me down, of course, a little bit. So I need to figure that out to determine where my destination is. But even if I stopped here, we would be able to still make our appointment in Denver, providing California doesn't close down I-70 over Vail Pass and Eisenhower like they did today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for riding shotgun. Till the next time. Enjoy. Peace.